What's up guys, Derek here. In this video, we're going to be putting Windows 11 on a Nintendo Switch. We're actually going to be running it on bare hardware, not through emulation. While technically still through a virtual machine, it's using the real CPU. You may be wondering, how is that even possible? This exact console is modded. That means it could do more things than a regular Switch. Let me power it on and show you how I'm going to do this. Okay, so you've probably noticed by the reflection that this is a peanut butter container, which is what my phone's mounted on. I don't really have a tripod for my phone, so this is what we're going to use for the time being. However, I do have a capture card hooked up to my laptop, which I'll bring out in a second. So once we get it to a part where I can use that, we'll stop recording from my phone. And if you also notice that the Switch is actually propped up against the guitar stand for my guitar video, that's also something that's happening. Okay, so essentially, this is Hecate or Hecate, depends on what you want to call it. It's like a bootloader for the Switch. It chooses what you can boot from. It has a lot of options and payloads and shit like that. You could boot like a customized version of Switch OS. You could boot Android. You can boot Linux. So that's what we're gonna be doing. We actually do have Linux. We have Ubuntu installed right now, but however, it won't work for this, so we'll have to switch to a different version of Linux. It took me like 5 minutes to remember the name. It's Fedora. We're gonna be putting Fedora 42 on that. So the way to do that is actually, it's the first one to go on the Switch. Press tools, press USB tools, and press SD card. And that makes it so then you could plug anything. Alright, so we got my laptop pulled up here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read this. So essentially, we're gonna just download this file. And after we have that file downloaded, we're gonna go into our files. We're gonna go into the Switch SD, which is what will show up on your computer. We're just gonna copy every file except for what you don't want to keep. Now, don't take this as a guide. I don't know what to do with the Android thing. Personally, I'm not keeping it. We're also going to copy everything. And if we already have Linux, we're not going. And put this anywhere. So after we've backed up the Switch, we're going to follow the instructions, which actually asks us to follow this instruction page. So we just go here. So now we're going to partition the SD card. We're going to go into partition SD card, and we're going to choose partitions. We're going to press next step, and then we're going to press power button. We're going to now press SDUMS, and now we're going to open up the laptop again. Okay, so now we're going to move all of our files. We're going to copy them all to the Switch SD root, which is just default directory, which is just here. All right, you know what? We're not going to do that because that's going to take too long. So we're just going to extract the file we got. We're going to go to the Switch SD card, and we're going to just do it from there. And it should just be really... Alright guys, it's actually done somehow. So now we're just gonna press flash Linux. And we're gonna press continue. So it appears that it's done flashing, so we're just gonna press OK. We're gonna go into the home page. We're gonna press NYX settings. We're gonna dump Joy-Con BT, which will actually just allow us to use the Joy-Cons inside of Linux. So now we're gonna go morph config. We're gonna press L for T Fedora. Alrighty, that installation was actually really quick. We're actually onto the desktop. This looks pretty sick. Alrighty, as you can see, we do not have the Cinnamon desktop. That is because I was not able to get it to work. I tried for an hour and I had to reinstall because it did work, but then it just didn't want to boot after that. Whatever. We have it now here. Okay, to do this project, what we're actually going to do, let's launch Google Chrome. We have to get us Windows 11 ARM. Now, I'm not going to do any version of Windows 11 ARM. I'm going to do Tiny 11 ARM because it's not only faster and takes less RAM, but it should be way easier to emulate and give us maybe a fighting chance, which we definitely still won't have. Alright, so we got that downloading. Let me just put that in the side, and then we're going to also need to get some other things to run. Next up, we're going to install qemu. I'm not sure what it's pronounced, but it's essentially a virtual machine thingy, except we're going to use something called KVM. I'm not quite sure what it stands for, but it makes it so that we actually use our real CPU instead of emulating like another computer. So here we are. We're gonna type this command. Alrighty, now we got the command typed in. It's very long, but let's see if it works. Okay, I'm gonna type my password, and it appears that it actually might be working. Alrighty, so it actually seems that we've installed it. So next up, we're gonna run another command. Alrighty, now that we have that done, that took a lot more than I thought it would. We're gonna do this command. Right, that ran instantly. Now we're gonna reboot the Switch. Alrighty, we're back on the desktop. So somehow I managed to break Google, and it never finished that download. So I'm gonna have to do that in Firefox. So let me skip to when that. Okay, so we're at the final few seconds of the install of the ISO. So, okay, we're done. Meaning we can just close out Firefox now, and we can run that command. We're gonna press create a new virtual machine, so just that plus button over there. Alrighty, we actually seem to have made it somehow by whatever chance. We're just gonna close every single app that we have to get an actual chance at running this. As you can hear, that is some loud fans. It appears to be attempting to boot. This is about to be slow. As you can see, that's a really slow Windows loading thingy. So that's pretty cool. Like, that is Windows 11's loading bar. It's really slow. I'm gonna speed up this entire process. Alright, you'll notice that there's a lot of background noise, but whatever. Also, somehow I got it to boot into Windows after trying for 3 hours. We made it past the frozen spinny thingy. I'm not sure how. All I did was unplug and then replug the console. I think that unoverclocked it. I think it was running too fast with the overclock to actually run it. And in handheld mode it booted, so I just put it right back in the dock, and here we are. So let's just go into a full screen view. That's way better. And let's see. Alright chat, we really did try to install it. I did try literally everything I could. Tried different configurations, different images, different drivers. It just wouldn't get past that one screen. Luckily, we were able to boot it kind of that way. We just can't get it to install. So what I've done is I've actually used my MacBook, which is ARM-based as well, and I've installed it on there. I'm going to take its fake hard drive and move it over here. So I'll just boot into the out-of-box experience, which is essentially right after you install it. Kind of a cheat, but it's the only way the video is going to progress, and it should be fine. Also, if you notice my audio quality change, that is because I'm using a actual mic instead of my phone mic. I don't know if it's better, if it's worse. You can leave that down in the comments. And yeah, let's do a time lapse. Alrighty, so we can't really do much with it. I tried to get drivers to make it like have a better resolution, but no matter what we do, we can't. However, what we can do is we can full screen it. Oh god. Alright, so let's see if we can maybe play a game. If I remember correctly, I'm not sure if in the ARM version they have it, but I remember Edge does have a built-in game, so let's see. Yes, we have Surf. This isn't Surf, but okay. Oh god. It's really slow. Technically speaking, this isn't the worst, like, experience. It's totally playable. Like, I guess it runs and it's not half bad. Let's see what other apps we have before we end the video. So obviously, we can do Paint. Let me just sketch up something really quickly. Alrighty guys, made this beautiful piece of art. Don't blame me, it's not my fault that the mouse is so laggy. So yeah, you should do it. You should subscribe, and you should also like and leave a comment. If you actually do look at the console, it's running on it, so this isn't a lie whatsoever. So now we're just gonna hit run, if I could hit it. Okay, so we're actually on the desktop right now. It took a while for all those icons and everything to load, roughly like 3 or 4 minutes, which is kind of absurd given that computers can boot within 30 seconds now. So now we're gonna hit on the keyboard, we're gonna press the Windows key and see how long it takes to actually respond. 3, 2, 1. As you can see, that took like, I'd say 10 seconds maybe. Let's try to launch that document we made in the video. So it took almost a whole minute to load. We actually do have it. We can zoom in and out, so that's pretty cool. That's Paint, very slow. However, that's still pretty cool. So let's try see one more time. Maybe the system had to warm up. That's a good, okay, watch for yourself. Here's the actual footage. It's pretty bad, to be honest. Let's try to explore our files. Actually, that wasn't half bad. That was not amazing, obviously. It's nowhere near amazing. It's still pretty cool that we have the newest version of Windows on a Nintendo Switch, with underpowered hardware for its time even. So yeah, if you liked this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I know I've asked a lot, but I really do need the support from you guys. And yeah, enjoy your day, and DRX out.